Don't tell the other mason jar DIYs, but this one's my favorite.
Don't tell other people, this is the easiest. So today we figured out how to make for you a DIY mason jar terrarium.
Terrarium. I don't even know what the definition of terrarium is, but it's like
glass jar with planted life.
Yeah, and like planted life that can like practically live by itself, so you don't even have to do anything to it.
So you could do this with either cactuses, cacti, or succulents.
Succuli? Okay.
Any of those type of desert plants that just live really well. So yeah, this one's actually pretty easy, but it does require some prep work, so you're just gonna have to go out and buy the ingredients for the terrarium, or if you're lucky enough to have them already, they're pretty easy to find. Pretty standard at like a florist nursery.
And once you have the supplies, you can make like 30. Yeah, we're gonna become crazy terrarium people instead of crazy cat people.
Just like every container in my house is a terrarium. Oh, I'm sorry, were you eating out of that bowl? No.
It's a terrarium. Bam, terrarium. That'd be amazing.
All right, so here's how you do it.
For this DIY, you're going to need some rocks, some cactus soil, some moss, a cactus or a succulent or both, and a little animal figurine. So with our mason jar, we're going to take our gravel or pebbles or rocks, whichever you ended up using, and we're gonna fill the bottom portion of the mason jar with this. So the next step is to add some moss, and we got this moss from our local nursery. It is also suggested that you add charcoal, but since our cactus soil has charcoal in it, we decided to skip this step. And you're just gonna wanna push down your moss since it's very fluffy. You wanna make sure that it's settling into all the corners so that it acts as a full layer. All right, next we have our cactus mix soil. So we're just lightly scooping this in and patting it down as we go. This will get a little messy.
So once we have most of our soil in, we're gonna take the spoon and kind of dig out a little hole which we can put our cactus in. Take our little cactus here, this guy that we got actually at IKEA, surprisingly, they sell those. Take him out and you can drop him into the hole you dug out for him. You might need to use a spoon or something because these guys can get sharp. But we own a hedgehog, so our hands are used to it. Next, take the spoon and kind of push the soil around the cactus to keep him in place. Next, we're going to add our little succulent babies, and we actually decided to use chopsticks for this because they are really tiny and good for getting inside the mason jar. These type of succulents are called hens and chicks for whatever reason, but yeah, if you want to know to ask for this exact kind, that's what they're called. So use the chopsticks to place them in right beside the cactus. And we just finished it off by adding some more dirt to make sure that they were all covered and nicely placed in the mason jar. And to finish it off, you can add a little animal figurine friend. We had this little deer that we thought would fit nicely in the mason jar. And there you go. Chopsticks again to place him. Pro tip, chopsticks. Right? So these are so cute, and they're all gonna be different depending on what plant you end up getting. When we went to the nursery, we were just dying over like how many different types of little tiny plants there was because we want them all.
Yeah. So that means that you need to send us your photos because they're all gonna look different and we want to see them. Give us some inspo because we're planning on making at least 4 more terrariums.
Oh, at least. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, send us.
And I know you guys already know this, you're like, don't tell us anymore. But we have 3 other mason jars DIYs in this series, and we have 2 other entire series, and by series we mean 4 mason jar DIYs.
That we've done years before.
In our lifetime.
So those 3 other ones from the series are linked here, and then there'll be a playlist for all the other ones that we have made, and we really, really want you to go check them out because we love them, and you will too.
You need to tell us which one's your favorite because we just told you which one's our favorite.
This is secret sharing time.
All right, we will see you guys for our next DIY.
Bye!
Bye!